Hi everybody and welcome back to another Sharing Sunday with me, Helen Armstrong from Pandrapops Craft and Joyful Moments. This is very different from what we normally do on a Sharing Sunday. I normally share with you a quite detailed project, something I've been thinking about for a while. However, today I'm going to share with you Paper Pumpkin. So what is Paper Pumpkin? Paper Pumpkin is a box which you receive once a month. It's a subscription from Stamping Up. And in that box, you don't normally know what you're going to get in the box. All you know that there will be some stamps. There'll be enough things in there to create a card, up to 9 cards, possibly a home decor project, something like that. And that is it. So it is a subscription service and it is currently £30 here in the United Kingdom. April's box, which this is the first box that we've ever been able to receive here in the United Kingdom. So yeah, I'm unboxing it with you. All I've done is taken off the sticky label that was here. So I'm going to unbox with you and I'm going to make the three cards from the set this week. Next week, I will show you some alternative things that you can do with the Paper Pumpkin set. That is my goal for the next 2 weeks. So it'll be Paper Pumpkin twice for the next 2 weeks. Then onwards, at least once a month, I will be sharing you the Paper Pumpkin projects. Yeah, that is my goal. So, I'm excited. I hope you are too. Let's open the box and see what's in there. Okay. Now, I was told that in your very first kit you will receive a stamping block. So you only get it in this one in your first set, because it says this block is an important stamping tool, so be sure to keep it where you can find it for future projects. Say hello to your new stamping block. How do you use it? Just place the stamp on the acrylic block, apply ink, stamp onto your project, and repeat. It's so easy to skip to the fun. Oh, quite like that. Okay, so put that to one side. And we have a set of stamps. My plan is, because I have subscribed, my plan is that I'm going to keep one of these boxes to keep all my stamps in, but I will be labelling them. So this is very much male orientated. But there are some other sentiments that you can use. It looks like you are an inspiration, you are a lifesaver, older, wiser, better. I mean, you could use that for any. But obviously we've got dad and son. It looks like we might have some birds, some grasses. Happy Father's Day, happy birthday, and thanks. So I presume we're going to be making a happy birthday card, a happy Father's Day card, and maybe a thank you card. Okay. The ink that's come in this set is one of the new inks, the new ink colours from the 2026 to 2028 ink colours. You get these little stamping spots. Keep these handy. So if you want to go, if you're going away anywhere for a break, but you want to take some crafty things with you, these are great to take away with you. Stamping Up actually do these mini stamping spots. And they do clear ones as well, so blank ones. So my plan is that I know I've got a holiday coming up this September, and I was going to get some of those little mini ones to ink up myself and take away with me. Okay, so let's read our welcome card. Thank you for choosing Paper Pumpkin. Each month is a new creative adventure. Be sure to stay subscribed so you do not miss out. I like the fact that it says everything you need is in this box. Okay, what's on the back? How to stamp. Your first kit includes a clear block for stamping. Be sure to keep it handy for future kits too. So what it says is you peel and stick the stamp from the clear sheet and place it on the block. Stamp ink, press straight down and lift straight up. Okay, then it says clean with stamping mist, stamp and scrub, or a chamois. I don't have a chamois. I'm actually going to be using my biodegradable, can't get that word out, biodegradable baby wipes this morning for that. It also then says beyond the box, step-by-step instructions are included with every kit, but the creativity does not stop there. It does say contact your demonstrator about in-person and online communities that will help you get inspired with alternative samples. So that is my goal. So this week I'm going to take us through the 3 cards that you can make directly with this kit, and then next week I'll be showing you some alternatives. Okay, right, let's open the tissue paper. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, so we have, just going to move this out to the side now. We don't need our box anymore. So we've got, which is very, very well wrapped, our kit. Okay. We have some tearing tape. Love tearing tape. It's just so easy, and it does what it says on the tin. It tears so easily, and it is great for sticking. So I'll take that out because we're going to need that. Oh, I always keep these little packets because they're great for just putting little gems and things in. Looks like we've got some pebble-like adornments, so it looks like we're going to need those. Let's take those out. So we've got some pebble embellishments. And we've also got some mini dimensionals as well, so they're to stick on. So we'll use those in a bit. Put those to one side. Right, so what else have we got? We have envelopes, and we have enough envelopes for, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. So we've got envelopes for 9 cards. We've got 3 blue little things, but I presume that's for a card. This is rather nice scene with some plaid on the back. You see, automatically my brain is going, let's cut this in 2, let's make more cards out of it. Okay, so we're going to put that to one side because we're going to need it for one of the cards. We will use this, the remainder 2, next week. That's another card base, beautiful wood effect. Okay, so how many have we got of those? We've got 3 each of those. Okay, so we've got some blank spaces. I presume that's so we can stamp our sentiments on. Got more bits and pieces. Let's have a look. And then we've got this nice blue lined card. I presume that's another one. Right, okay. So I'll put all the bits that we don't need for one side. And then we also have some ephemera. So we've got lots of bits. We've got some circles. We're going to need one of those. We've got 3 of those, I think. So we're only going to need one of those today. All right, okay. And then we have full instructions. So we're going to follow the instructions today, and we're going to make each of these 3 cards. So now I'm going to need one of those. Okay. We're going to make each of these 3 cards. So let's get started. Let's see what else we need. Now let's start with, let's have a look, which one do they start with? Right, so they start with this one here. Okay. So they're starting with the one which has got the full picture on, which is that one. Okay, so what I'll do first, I'm going to just fold my card. Hope you can see me and I'm not off camera. Let me just double check. I think I'm okay. Okay, let's just fold my card. I'm going to quickly just grab my bone folder so it goes flat. Okay, and then what we have to do is, it's saying we've got some things to stamp. So let's find the bits that we need to stamp. So we need to have, it looks like, one of these. Okay. And we need one of these. Okay. And what else do we need from here? Let's have a look. We need one of these. We need the fish from here. Okay, and we need some pebbles. So that's for our first card. Right, okay. So we're first going to do some stamping. We'll put these other little bits to one side. We'll do our stamping first. Just a heads up, these little dots here, these bits here mean that you've got to put dimensionals on. When it has the blue and this little circular thing here, that means you put tearing tape on it. Okay, so that's what we'll be making sure that we do that. So let's do our stamping first. So I need to open up our Stamp and Spot. Okay. Just running my scissors along to try and open that up. I don't want to ruin my nails. I'm not doing this very well, am I, on camera? Okay. Maybe should have opened this before we started, but I did want to just go in and show you everything. It does not want to open this morning. Ah, did it. Okay, right. We have our Stamp and Spot. I'm just going to turn that in. Okay, and then we need, what do we need? We need the Happy Father's Day, and we need this rope one, and You Are an Inspiration. Okay, so I think we also need, you will also need the birds, which is that one. I'm just going to put those onto a stamping block that I'm my spare one. Happy Father's Day. We will also need those, and we need the rope, and You Are an Inspiration. Okay, so I've got all my stamps out for that particular card. Okay, next instruction is to stamp. So I'm going to get my block. And I'm going to attach Happy Father's Day to my block. Right, and I'm going to show you something that you need to do. It's a new stamp. You need to do what we call season it. And that is to get rid of the coating on the top. So in order to, I do it by just rubbing it on my palm or on the back of my hand. But I realised I've been doing it so often over the last couple of days that I've actually got a bit of a scratch on my hand. So, okay, I've done that. And I'm going to take my ink and just dab it on the thing. Now what you could do is you can have a spare piece of paper by the side of you and just stamp to make sure that you're happy with it. I'm actually going to just stamp straight on because I've got two sides of the paper I can use. Okay, I moved that. That wasn't very clever of me, but it's okay. It worked. Okay, I'm going to clean that off. Always make sure that you clean your stamps because you don't want to, next time when you come to them, end up putting, say, green ink on something that you shouldn't have. I'm going to just stamp You're an Inspiration, but again, seasoning it off before I do anything. Trying to make sure that it's straight. And then let's just use my stamping spot. Okay, move that one out of the way for a minute. Try and centre it. It's quite difficult when you're on camera because don't want to put my head in the way. Okay, happy with that. Clean off. And the last thing we need to do for this particular bit is to stamp our rope at the top. Again, let's just run that on the back of my hand to season it. Again, trying to get it as straight as possible. Those of you who watch my videos regularly know that my ability to stamp and put things straight is minimal. yeah. Okay, so it looks like we have one at the top. And we also have one at the bottom. Okay, great. I'm just going to move my spot out of the way. Clean that stamp. Okay, so the next thing they're saying we need to do is we need to stamp the greenery here and put our birds in the corner. So let's do that. Let's go to greenery. The good thing about these stamps is, yes, we're using them for this kit, but they can be used on any other card. I mean, the fact that you've got sentiments which says happy birthday, you're an inspiration, and thanks, obviously can be used for anything. And what was the other things we had? We had older, wiser, better, good for birthdays. You are a lifesaver. That could be anything. That could just you being, you know, saying give a really nice thank you to a friend, or, you know, to a member of your family, anything, or a colleague. If you've been when you've been at work and they've done you a really good turn at work, you know, maybe just doing that would be great. Just to send them that. Okay. All right, that's that one. And then last of all, our stamping for this card is the birds. Okay, and then we can start putting our card together. Making sure which way round do they go. I think it's that way. Right, okay. Making sure I've got them the right way round. Oh, I haven't seasoned these. Let's just clean that off because I've not seasoned it. Okay. You can tell sometimes when you haven't seasoned it enough because the ink doesn't go on very well. That's better. Okay, I think I've got enough there. And I think it goes that way. And I'm just going to put that in that corner. Okay, happy with that. I did smudge it a little bit, but I'm still happy with it. What you could do, which might be, I would think possibly better, if you wanted to do stamping off first, which wouldn't make them as dark. They look okay, but for me, I think they're a little bit too dark, but that's how they're supposed to be. Okay, so we're now going to build the rest of our cards. We need our pebbles, we need our dimensionals, and also the tear-in tape. Just checking that we are still completely in frame so you can see everything that's going on. Okay, right. We're going to build. And, oh, we need this bit. We do need an extra bit. We've got this extra bit of card that we're going to put on one side. So I'm just popping that out. When you're popping things out, they do pop out really, really easily, but just take your time with it. Okay, so I think that goes there. Yes. All right, so it says to put some dimensionals on. So we're going to do that. As I say, I'm following the directions as prescribed today. Next week, I will be showing you a couple of alternatives using this kit and maybe some extra bits that you have already in your stash of craft making materials. Okay, I'm actually just going to put, that's another one there. So we're going to peel this off because we need to layer all our other bits on top by the looks of it. So I hope everybody's had a really good week this week. Those of you who've been on my social media will have realised that I've been taking part in Stamping Up's virtual album retreat this week. And what an absolute joy that has been. I wasn't going to do it because the price point, even with my discount, as being a demonstrator, was, I thought, quite a lot. with my discount, I got it for about £185, so it's 230. To those who are not demonstrators. And as I say, it was, yeah, it was a little bit steep. Is that the word for saying it? Was it worth it? I actually have to say yes. I do believe that it was worth it. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed my 3 nights doing it. And I spent yesterday finishing off the last couple of pages that I hadn't managed to do. But yeah, I think absolutely it was worth it. So this time I will be showing you that at some point. If you have a look at my social media, I will be showing you more pictures from that. So please have a look. I'm Helen Armstrong, Pandrapops, Crafting Joyful Moments on Facebook. Okay, so we're going to put some tearing tape on here. Just find the end. The reason we've got dimensionals and tearing tape is because we've already put this on dimensionals, and this is going to go across here. So we need it to lift up at one side, which is why we've got the dimensionals, but we don't want to put any more lift on the other side. Well, that's why we're using the tearing tape. So you don't actually need scissors to make this, by the looks of it. I always have my scissors handy, but you know, you could take it away and you don't necessarily need to have scissors. I think one of the great things about Paper Pumpkin is that if you know you're going away for a week or two and you just want something crafty to do, you can take it with you on holiday. And because you're not taking scissors, you can also take it on your aeroplane as well. Okay, this one, it has 2 lots of tearing tape. To stick on the sign. I actually, once you've become a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, you can then buy refill kits. You don't get the stamps or the ink, but you do get everything else that came with the kit. So I've actually ordered a refill kit. I think they're about £14. Because I just thought these are quick and easy cards to make if I'm ever stuck. Okay, this one, again, I think has dimensionals and a little bit of tearing tape. So I'm just making sure. So it's that way around that has the tearing tape. And a couple of dimensionals. So yeah, as I say, I've been really busy doing that this week. I actually took 2 days off from my job in order to do it, because I knew that the crafting sessions, because they were set in America. I'm just making sure that this is centered. So just bear with me. I think that's, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so they were filmed in America. So the issue was for those of us in the UK, it started at 9 o'clock at night, but went through into the early hours of the morning. I managed to get to 1 o'clock one morning, hence the reason I took the days off, because it would just be too much for me to do work and that. Okay, I think we are nearly done. We just need our pebbles. So we have 3 of these. 3 of these, which, so I think we've got 2 and a small one and 1 and a small one there. Right, okay. Now, as I said, you don't have to stick religiously to what is on the kit. If you wanted to do something different, you absolutely can. And I need a little one. Just down there. Okay, and then I need a little one I've got them there. And a big one. Okay, I'm just going to see if I can lift that off because I don't like its placement. That's better. All right, first card done. How quick and easy was that one? Right, let's move that one out of the way and let's go to card number 2. Okay, so card number 2 looks like it's a happy birthday one. We're going to need this panel here. Always best to get all the bits you need. We need this panel here. We need our bike. Don't think we need anything else from that one. That'll be for the third card. We need a green strip. And what else do we need? We need the happy birthday. So I can put the Father's Day one back. Happy birthday. Older, wiser, better. Okay, put that one back. All right, okay, and then we need our which card blank is it? So it's the stripy one and our blue piece of card as well. Okay, so we're going to start with our stamping again after I've folded the card. The card's nice and flat now. That will go to the front. All right, okay, so let's I'm gonna move those out of the way. So we've got a semi-clear desk. You know me, I do not work very tidily. Yeah, I will not show you what the rest of my desk is like, but if you noticed my Facebook post yesterday, yeah, my desk was not a pretty sight after leaving it. Yeah, going back to the virtual album retreat, as I say, the hours were not great, but I thoroughly enjoyed doing some of the lives. Yeah, it was great fun, really, really great fun. And there's a Facebook group and we've all been posting and we've been sharing what we made. Some people followed it absolutely to what it should be. Others of us went a little bit rogue and didn't follow it exactly as it should be. Yeah, but as I say, most of it was done. It was really great fun. You actually got 4 stamp sets in with your kit, as well as everything else to make it, which was really, really good. And 2 of those stamp sets were alphabet stamps, and you could never have enough alphabet stamps, in my opinion. I'm just taking a drink. I am a bit croaky this morning. Okay, now let's stamp our bits that we need. So we need one of these, or was it? Oh no, we actually need one of these, which is one has got more rounded corners on it. And we're going to stamp our happy birthday on that one. Okay. Just trying to center that again. Yep, happy with that. Just Just cleaning off the stamp. I can probably put it back on my sheet because we're not going to be needing it for the third card. Okay, we now need Older, Wiser, Better, because we're going to stick it onto our green. So the paper pumpkin is something that those of us in the Pacific and also Europe have been asking for this for years. We've always been envious of the Americans having it purely for them. So when it was the stamping up, what we call on stage, where all the demonstrators get together once a year, it was fantastic to find out that they were bringing it to the United Kingdom. We were all really, really excited. Yeah. Okay. We also now need our birds again. What I think I might do is I'm going to try stamping off first. So let me just grab the card that came in the kit. Okay, and I just want to see what impression we get a second. I think I might actually prefer the second impression. We'll see. Let's get this piece of card. I'm just going to stamp off and then stamp on. Yeah, I prefer the paler look on the card, but it's all down to you, whatever you prefer. Okay, and then we've got our grasses, and we've got 2 lots of grasses this time by the looks of it. Oh no, just one. Just again one in the foreground here. Okay. Just about here. All right, happy with that. Right, so our stamping is now done. We can now attach. So this needs to have tearing tape. Move that out of the way. Give us a bit more space. So we need to put tearing tape on this, make sure I've got it. So they're saying top and bottom. See how easy it is just to tear. It's just great. Love it. I'm also going to put our tearing tape on here. And then I think everything else is dimensionals. Okay, let's put everything else on dimensionals, and then we can build the card. So what's everybody's plans for today? My plan is that I am going to go to the Trafford Centre today. We have run out of coffee almost, and we like the Nespresso coffee. So that is our plan today. Going to get those. My daughter also put an order in. So yeah, have to go and grab those today. The weather is not as nice as it has been recently here in the United Kingdom. So we decided today was is there such a thing as the least best day of the bank holiday weekend that we're in at the moment, to go and do some shopping indoors. So yeah, will I be taking a visit to the Jellycat shop in Selfridges? More than likely. I'm not planning on buying anything, but I just like to have a look, and I wonder just to see what's out and what's coming up. I know there is a new release of Jellycat coming out soon. And I do love my jelly cats, so I will be having a look at that. So yeah, I hope the rest of you have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and those in the UK have a wonderful bank holiday weekend. Let's try it from the other end to peel off. Okay, so I'm going to stick this on first. So I think it's around about there, just trying to make sure that I've got the same on both sides and that it is straight. And then we're going to put this bit on the bottom, so the little bit of wood goes on the bottom. Okay, straight underneath by the looks of it. Yep. Okay, you know what, I'm actually going to layer it a little bit over the top. Okay, happy with that. I maybe should have put a little bit extra tearing tape on, so make sure your tearing tape goes all the way to the end, unlike mine. Right, let's put our bike on. So I think that's next. So I'm just following all these instructions on this sheet. So we've put all our adhesive on. We're now sticking the bits to the card, and the last bit is putting the other embellishments on. So the first thing I'm going to be putting on is the bike, then I'll put the long sentiment and then the happy birthday, and then finish off with our petals. One thing I found out in the scrapbooking thing was they don't take off the dimensionals, the covers on all the dimensionals. I've left that one on because as long as some have stuck, you don't need them all to be sticking, which was a bit of a revelation to me. Okay, now let's put our older, wiser, better. Do we get better with age and wiser? Probably not. Okay, layering that slightly over there. And then we are going to stick our happy birthday on and dust our pebbles, and that will be the second card done. So those of you who watch and have been taken part in Paper Pumpkin before, and you've already, you've done all this, it'd be great to see in the comments to see what you think about Paper Pumpkin. Do you enjoy your subscription? Is it something that you do regularly, and you still have? Have you had your subscription for a long time? It'd be great to find out. I'm really looking forward to receiving a box every month. The issue we had this month here in the UK was our boxes were delayed quite significantly, and it was due to the delivery firm that was delivering them from Germany to the UK. Once it got into the UK and Royal Mail took over, it worked like clockwork, but it was that bit of a delay between leaving Germany, the factory in Germany, and hitting the UK port. So yeah, stamping up, we're not impressed with the delivery company that they used, and they're going to be hopeful next time that we will get them quicker, and it shouldn't take the 3 weeks that 3 weeks almost it took us to get them. So yeah, fingers crossed that will happen. Right, we're now on to card 3. We need our thanks stamp. We need our rope. We need Dad. What else do we need? You are a lifesaver. That's the one. We need our foliage again. And I think that's it. Right, okay. So we get our last card. So we're using this one now. What am I doing with my paint folder? I lose things that are just right in front of me. Here it is. Don't know like the rest of you, but I lose things that are just right in front of my eyes. Okay, we also need this, and we need our oars. And we need the life jacket. What else do we need? We need one of these long sentiments. I like how you get spares, because there's only 9 cards, but it looks like we do have spares. We have one spare of each colour, which is good, in case we make a mistake when we're stamping. We do need one of these. And again, it looks like we do have extras with that as well. So well done for Stampin' Up for putting us extras in, because they obviously know that some of us can't stamp correctly, and certainly me. I would have had to have turned things over and tried alternative ways had I got it wrong. Right, okay, I think we have all our pieces now. And again, we're going to start with our stamping. So we need Thanks, Dad. Okay, so I'm going to put Dad on. See if I can line that up a bit better. If you're here in the UK and this is your first paper pumpkin as well, it would be really good to find out what you've thought about this one. How easy did you think it was to do? Is it something you're going to continue to subscribe to? Are you going to go for maybe 6 months and then rethink? Yeah. Now you'll notice I put both stamps on at the same time. This is what they advised. You can do them separately if you wanted to. So you see how it's stuck? I'm just going to tap it. Oh, see if it'll peel off. There we go. Sometimes they do get stuck. And put those back on my sheet so I don't lose them. Okay, now we need our rope. That could have been straighter. Okay, and the last thing, the last stamping we're, oh, well, no, it's not the last stamping. I was going to say it's the last stamping we're doing. It isn't. Second to last stamping, we need to put the You Are a Lifesaver on this, and by the looks of it, we stamp it so it's not in the middle. So it's a bit to the side, so you can see that, because we've got some bits and pieces that are going to be covering that. So just make yourself aware that don't stamp it in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put it around about here. And then we need our leaves, sorry, our foliage, should I say. And they're doing this in a slightly different way. So what I'm going to do is, where they positioned the leaves is here. So I think it's around about there and there. I'm just going to make sure if I put that on there that I can, and it will be covered. Right, okay, that's fine. do like this wood effect paper though. Looking forward to making something different with this. Okay, hopefully they're in the right place. Now we can put all our stamps back. We don't need our stamping block or the ink, so they can put one to one side, and we're going to start building. So again, we're going to put all our adhesive on the back of everything that we need. So the oars, we're going to need some dimensionals on the actual bottom of the oar, but we're going to put a little bit of tear and tape on this bit, dimensionals on this bit, and tear and tape on here, and tear and tape and dimensionals on the blue sign, which is this bit here, and then just tear and tape on here. Right, so let's get going. Let's get going. Okay, so we're on the blue sign first, and I'm going to just put my tear and tape on at the top. And I'm going to put tear and tape on the back of the Thanks Dad. And tear and tape on the back of here. Okay, and then we have tear and tape on the back of the lodge, sort of on the water. Two strips. And then a little bit of tear and tape on the tops of the oars. Oh, that has actually come off on my finger. Can I get it to stick? Yeah, I can. Just to fling that over. Right, okay. Now we need to put all our dimensionals on. So on the brown bit, we are putting 7. So 3 round each side and 1 in the middle. And we need to put 3 on our vest, but we're putting them down here. I think it's to help with the layering. So don't put them up at the top, put them down where you're advised to. 2 each on the oars. And on the back of our sign, we need 2 at the bottom. Okay, right, I think we are ready to assemble. We actually don't have any pebbles on this one either. Okay, that can go away. Right, so the first thing we do is looks like we layer that onto that. So let's get our brown sheet and this bit. Let's peel off our tear and tape. If you struggle with peeling off the tear and tape, you can obviously use a pokey tool or something like that to get it off. Right, now try and centre it in the middle. Yep, that seems to be okay. And I think we then add this to here first. So peel our backings off. I keep finding these little backings all over the house. Okay. Right, happy with that. Then we are going to add this to our sign. So I think that would be next. Again, try and get that as straight as possible. Let's put our strip across here. Maybe lower it slightly. Okay. And then take our tear and tape off on these bits. I think they need to go slightly under. I wonder whether I can get it to go under. Yes, I can. Okay. But I've not done it far enough across. Just going to have to see if I can lift this a little bit because I did not do it. Should have put this on first. Never mind. Okay, it's going to have to go on top. Don't do what I've done, put it underneath. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim these down a little bit. So we still get the same effect. Yeah. Okay. That's better. Okay, now we need to do one of our oars and put that down first because then we're going to put the life jacket over the top. Okay. And then our last oar. And then we're done. Okay, so that is our 3 paper pumpkin cards. Let's just move all my mess out of the way. So this is our first one, the Happy Father's Day one, you're an inspiration. And then we have Happy Birthday, older, wiser, better. And then the last one, thanks Dad, you're a lifesaver. So these are great obviously for Father's Day or Dad's birthdays or anything like that, but I will be showing you some alternatives next week with a little bit of a different colour option. Yeah, to say that they don't always have to be male orientated, or you know that with the dad and what have you, making me some thank you cards and a more sort of slightly feminine birthday card with these as well. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that quick run through about how to use your paper pumpkin kit. The obviously you get full instructions, and one of the things I do like about this is that you can keep your stamp set with your kit. So you can keep this because it'll keep the stamp set with it. Or you could, what you could do is, if you wanted to, you could cut this out and stick this bottom sheet to the stamp set, and then you would layer that on the top so you've got a copy of what's what. That would be a possible way of doing things, which is probably what I will do. I'll probably cut round this once I've finished the kit, and then just keep it in that paper pumpkin box for further uses. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, what do I always say? Always remember to craft your joy. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye.